Hi there, this is Jonathan Ginsberg, and I want to answer a question I get from my clients sometimes in Chapter 7, and that is, what can go wrong in my Chapter 7 case? Obviously, everybody's concerned. You file bankruptcy, you lose a little bit of control. What can go wrong? And let me first reassure you that in most cases, and probably well over 95% of the Chapter 7 cases that are filed, and in my office, probably over 99%, nothing goes wrong. The case goes through to discharge. There's no problems, there's no issues at all, so everything works out exactly the way we hoped it would. But there are some cases where problems will arise, and looking through my files over 25 years, there are some commonalities when there are problems. And I made a couple of notes, and basically the biggest issues usually arise when there's been some sort of a transfer of property, when you sold something to a friend or relative for less than full market value, or you made a payment to somebody. I had a situation one time where a client owed his brother $10,000 and hadn't paid on it for a long time. It was a handshake, and a month or two before filing bankruptcy, he paid off that loan. Well, you can't do that type of thing. Other type of issues are things like a credit card. They call it a credit card binge debt, where you get a credit card and you go to Best Buy or you go to H.H. Gregg and you buy that big screen TV you've always wanted, or you buy a video game console, or you buy Christmas presents for everybody. You can't do that kind of stuff. And it's really kind of common sense that you can't run up a bunch of cards, you can't make a bunch of big changes and payments before filing bankruptcy, but sometimes people do it. Then they come and see me. And of course, at that point, it's sort of too late. So what I would tell you is that usually there's not going to be a problem, but if there is going to be a problem, it's when you make some sort of a major financial move. Again, you go on a credit card binge, you make a big payment to somebody, you transfer property to protect it from bankruptcy. And sometimes those things mean we have to wait a few months. Sometimes those things mean we have to wait several years. So what I would tell you is, if you're thinking that bankruptcy may be even a remote option, maybe something that you could see yourself doing 2, 3, 4 years from now, if things don't get better, and you're thinking about making one of these big moves, you're going to borrow from a 401k, you're going to transfer some property and sell it to somebody, pick up the phone, call me, call a bankruptcy lawyer, and talk about it. Because again, it doesn't cost anything to talk to an attorney, but what we can tell you is we can give you some advice about what not to do that can make life a lot easier for you. It's no fun for me when somebody comes to see me and they've already made the mistake, and they've already made the transfer, they've already sold the property, they've given it away, and they say, well, can I just undo it? Well, unfortunately, you can't undo it. Once you've done it, the act of actually trying to do something to negatively affect your creditors, once that's done, you can't undo it. So it's better to talk to your lawyer beforehand and get some advice about what you might be able to do, what you should do. And look, I realize that when you're in financial distress, it may be a desperate time. You may feel like, okay, let me just do anything I can to try to salvage the situation. But don't make these mistakes that can limit your ability to file bankruptcy. And of course, on the other side of it is, don't make those kind of mistakes like going after your 401k money that you don't need to do, because that money is protected in bankruptcy anyway. That's a topic for a different day. But again, big picture is, if you're thinking about making some big financial move, don't do it. First, call me, call a bankruptcy lawyer, talk about it. Let's see what implications that would have with filing bankruptcy. And in many cases, you're going to get the message: don't do this. Let's do some pre-bankruptcy planning, but let's not do anything that's going to jeopardize your ability to get that Chapter 7 or even Chapter 13 discharge. So anyway, I hope this has been helpful. Any questions about this or any other consumer bankruptcy matter, please call me. My name is Jonathan Ginsberg, and I hope to hear from you soon. Thanks.